Talking with my good friend Randy Kessler from Atlanta, Georgia, one of the most visible family law attorneys in the country. Been friends a long time. We both do family law. We want to talk a little bit about Gisele Bündchen versus Tom Brady, a divorce that hasn't, as of date of recording, hasn't been filed. Neither one of us represent either of the parties, nor have any inside information. But what we're going to talk about is some of the interesting aspects of what goes on behind the scenes. So let's get started. Randy, in your experience, how do celebrities and professional athletes choose their divorce lawyers?
So I got to start with, first of all, thanks for having me, right? You're cream of the crop and top line. And just to be clear, I don't know Tom Brady. I'm not talking about any inside information. That's sort of the framework within how we're going to discuss, right? Celebrities and that type of stuff and how it might affect them. And, with that caveat, if that's okay, I will answer any question you have, and you can probably answer them yourself even better than me, but I appreciate the flattery and letting me take a crack at it. So the question was that I sort of avoided for a minute, how do celebrities choose divorce lawyers?
Yep.
So I think they choose divorce lawyers like most of our clients, right? Most of your clients, Miles. Folks that have resources, enough money to hire a lawyer, will try to find who they think is the best. And it's all over the map. We've had people come in and say, I did my homework on Google. Rich, famous people. We've had people that have said, you've represented people that I know, but I didn't ask them because I don't want them to know that I'm going to see a lawyer. So we get sort of referrals that aren't intentional. Someone might have been talking about us to their friend, not knowing that what they're really doing is giving them confirmation that we are good lawyers. But I think, people that are in those kind of circles, the high profile cases, need a certain type of lawyer that can be discreet, that can talk about, how to avoid the press or how to respond to things that are in the press, how to resolve cases without filing a document so you get everything done so that when it's all tied up and done, like Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos, when you file the divorce, it's already settled. So it's a lawsuit and a settlement at the same time. So the answer is really maybe not what you wanted, not what people expected. There is no one way that celebrities file divorce lawyers. But I think just like everybody else, they figure out they might have seen somebody in the press, they might have seen somebody represent their friend, or they might just do it the old-fashioned way, Google search, or call their lawyer that did their business agreement or their contract or their agent that handles their.
That's where I was getting to, Randy. How often, when you're dealing with a pro athlete, is the agent reaching out to you and interviewing you first?
So with athletes in particular, it's their agent or their financial advisor, because those are the people, a lot of athletes didn't grow up with money. A lot of celebrities, a lot of hip hop artists didn't grow up with money. So the people they know that are well connected to the high level, lawyers are their financial advisors and their agents. So often that's the first call we get is from a manager, business manager, agent, or financial advisor.
Yeah. What about more general celebrities? Do they have a particular, let's say a model or an actress? Do they have the same thing as pro athletes, or do they have a different situation where they're going to want to talk to you first personally?
So funny you should ask, because I just finished a meeting with someone who is in that category and just told me they've heard a lot about me. They know people that have hired me, but they didn't tell me who. I didn't ask. But he or she wanted to meet with me directly. So we did meet directly and, paid a fee to consult with me, and we had a nice conversation and we were hired. So I think that, people that are self-starters that got there on their own in these unique career paths, influencers, for instance, that didn't have an agent, like come out of college and playing football, you get an agent. You're an influencer or an upcoming new model star. They do their own homework. They're pretty darn intuitive, and they come right in, and I'm impressed that they sort of have understood the way the world works a lot quicker than I did.
Yeah, my experience with that is I try to avoid talking to the people if I can. And you and I were in at the
You mean the people around them? You avoid talking to the
I try
Yes,
when I
yes.
can. But one of the things I've run into that's a little bit annoying is getting invited to go to the celebrity or well-known person. And you and I were at the ABA conference down in Orlando. One of our buddies told a story that he had to go to the person to interview. I'm not inclined to do that. Have you been asked to get on a plane or go visit somebody, or do you just require them to come to your office?
I get asked a lot, and now with Zoom, it's a lot easier to not go there. There have been times when, there's a football player who can't hire an agent or talk to a lawyer until after they're out of college. So right after the bowl game, whatever it is, they'd like me to go meet them as soon as they come back to the hotel. I've done it once or twice when it's been local, and it was convenient, and I didn't enjoy doing it. I didn't feel right about it, but favor to the agent who really wanted me to do it, said this person really needed somebody, but they couldn't do it until they officially had cleared college and gotten out of college. The situation had been festering, and of course it was going to blow up because they were about to get a big contract and they wanted to avoid press and ugly lawsuits. And I felt bad for the young man, so I did go do that. Once that I can remember, another time that I was invited, I don't think I did it. But I don't like doing it. I think I don't know if it's demeaning. They don't know. Personal injury lawyers, I know they need to sometimes go to the hospital. The person can't come to see them. But for us, I also, like you, I don't know if you do this, Miles, I like to invite staff to meet the client or another associate to say, look, you've got a big case. There might be 2 or 3 lawyers working on the case. I don't want to just tell somebody to work on the case. I want you to meet this young lawyer who's going to be helping. So you get to know them and they get to know you. There's just something about being in the office that I think makes it better.
Plus, I want them to get a good feel for who we are, that our offices aren't stuffy or filled with expensive art that they think they're paying for, but we're real people. And but also there's a sense of pride, I think, in most, especially family lawyers' offices. We built this, it's a reflection of our personality. Yeah,